Hello, old sport. Absolutely old sport. What about it, old sport?
Morning.
Old sport.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Old Sport, Episode 3. My name is Jake. He knows me as Mr. Elif. His name is Logan. I know him as my student. And these are our conversations that we have on a weekly basis. Logan, what's up, man? How's it going?
It's going pretty good. A little bit of clouds today. I got to give my weekly forecast.
Weekly weather report with Logan.
How are you doing?
I'm tired and I'm stressed because my kids are sick and I'm waiting to see. My daughter's going to get an x-ray here in a second to see if she's got pneumonia, which is, fun. And just to make matters worse, I made coffee this morning and I got to school, and when I got to school, there was a freaking gnat flying around in my coffee. So
extra protein.
I'm doing this thing. I don't know if we've already talked about this or not. I'm doing this thing with coffee where there's like this scientific research that says if you wait.
I've seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
If you wait 90 minutes before you wake up. So I am not in the same rhythm of life that I normally am right now because I'm usually like a wake up right when you wake up, drink a cup of coffee kind of guy. But now I'm having to wait an hour and a half, and it's been throwing my schedule off completely.
Does it work for you, though? Like, it's supposed to help you stay up longer and not feel tired and have that crash.
I feel like... So I'm actually trying to make a video about it where I do a weekly update on it. I feel like I'm a week in right now, and I think my body is still like trying to adjust to the new schedule. So like last night at 6 or 7 o'clock, where I usually feel the crash at 3, I felt it at 6 or 7. So I'm also not like drinking water the way that I need to, and having a healthy diet. So I think that's going to be my goal this week, is to fill the void of drinking coffee. I'm going to drink a full glass of water in that 90 minutes to like get my body hydrated for the day. I don't know. It makes sense in my head. But I feel a little bit of a difference. I don't feel as tired as I normally do. And I don't know if that's because I'm waiting to drink coffee or if it's just in my subconscious that I know that I'm. Does that make sense? I feel like sometimes you can trick your brain into.
I know, 100%.
Oh, I'm drinking coffee 90 minutes, and science says this, so I'm going to confirm that, and I'm not going to feel more tired. So, yeah, I don't know. I got my cup of coffee now. And so today's episode is brought to you by Logan Basinger. And Logan, tell the people what we're going to do today on today's episode of Morning Old Sports.
So he has never listened to Zach Bryan before, so he's going to be reacting to and listening to Zach Bryan for the very first time and just kind of seeing what he thinks about him. We're going to talk about how it makes us feel and how good at playing the guitar he is. He's amazing at playing the guitar. Like, it's unreal.
So I don't even think I've ever seen a picture of this guy before.
Really? He has the best mustache known to man.
So I'm imagining, like, in my brain when I hear Zach Bryan, I feel like he has like dirty reddish blondish brown hair that's like in a buzz cut, and you said he has a mustache. Does he look like, do you know who Tyler Childers is?
Yeah.
Does he look like Tyler Childers at all?
Not
I don't
really.
even know.
You kind of respond on with the hair though. Like, I've never paid attention to it, but it's like a dirtyish blonde.
It's weird that I knew that. Maybe I have seen a picture of him. I didn't know who he was.
That was pretty good.
So we're going to listen to 3 songs, right?
The most popular, my favorite, and his newest one that's kind of like blown up.
Okay, so which one are we going to listen to first?
This is his newest one.
Okay, so we're going to listen to the newest song, and then I've never heard, unless I don't know who this person is.
And you're not a big fan of country either.
Yes and no. I mean,
I'm
not a fan
of big trucks.
Let's put it this way. I get in weird seasons of life where, like, I have a whole playlist on my Spotify of, like, hours and hours of, like, generic country music.
Yeah.
But I don't seriously listen to country music, if that makes sense. Like, I like folk music, and I like, Americana, and I like stuff like that. But if I'm given the choice, I'm not going to go listen to Morgan Wallen. Now, I do like some Morgan Wallen songs.
Morgan Wallen's pretty good.
Like, if I'm going to listen to country music, it's going to be like guilty pleasure country music. Like, this is so sad probably to some people, but I secretly love Dan and Shay. And, like, I used to be obsessed with Dan and Shay. And, like, I don't know. But I do think the thing about country music that I like is that when I need my brain to go into autopilot mode, it's great to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've heard people talk about with Zach Bryan, based on never hearing a song unless I didn't know that I heard one, he's not like most country artists.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited about that. So here's what we're going to do. If you want to take a second and pause and go listen to these songs as we're listening to them, we can come back and you can join the conversation because we don't know how to avoid copyright strike and stuff like that. So we're just going to speed up us listening, and then we're going to give a raw reaction. What song's first?
Dawn's. This is his newest one.
So this is Dawn's featuring Maggie Rogers, I think?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay,
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, dang. Dang. Yeah. So, okay. First impressions,
Mm-hmm.
definitely not regular country music.
No.
Like, did not expect that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when he first sang,
Mm-hmm.
I was getting like, okay, the first verse was giving me like Lumineers vibes at
Yeah.
first. I was like, this sounds like the guy from the Lumineers.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, we were talking as the song was going, like, his voice changes
so much.
so many different, like, it almost sounds like multiple people singing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still him. He's got so many different, like, I don't
Yeah.
know, the raspiness in it and stuff is super cool. Okay, so the song, the other impression that I got was, if all of his songs are like this, it doesn't seem like a very, I don't know, he's not as happy as I thought he was going to be.
No, he has happy songs, but just the ones I'm showing you are just not very happy,
Which I like that.
Yeah.
Dude,
I think it's more thought-provoking.
I love it.
What'd you take away from it? Like, the meaning?
Okay, so is it, maybe I'm getting wrong with it. You tell me what you think first, and I'll tell you if I thought the same thing.
I think at first I took it as, like, he just lost his girlfriend, now he's scared, he doesn't know what to do, but he mentions his mom in it, and I think he loses his mom, and he feels so lost in life, and he doesn't really know what to do, and he's just scared that love's just another drug he's going addict to, and he just doesn't really know what to do because that was such a big part in his life, and he lost it like that. He doesn't really know what to do next.
It was
It's
definitely
scary.
it was definitely a song about loss.
Yeah.
I could see that. And he lost his girlfriend, he lost his mom, and now he's just like lost in it. And I really liked, we're kind of getting into the lyrics of it, but I really liked what he talked about. So the song's called Dawns.
Yeah.
And I loved like the way he played on words of like,
I've lost all my dawns on you.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like
100%.
the song sounded like a sunrise, which I
Mm-hmm.
thought was really cool. It's got like that. It's like not a good kind of sunrise, not a
Yeah.
quiet sunrise,
Yeah.
but it's like the looming of a new day coming almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the whole idea of like things dawning on you.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I
Mm-hmm.
really, really liked how he seems like a smart guy. He's not
Yeah.
just like a
Country hit.
well, and it really gave me hope that I'm gonna like a lot of his stuff
Yeah,
because
you
he, like I said earlier, I don't prefer regular country music, but I love like storytelling, folk songs, and Americana. Like, have you ever listened to Jason Isbell?
Mm-mm.
You know, "Cover Me Up" by Morgan
Oh,
Wallen.
yeah.
That was written by Jason Isbell.
Really?
And like, I love
Yeah.
Jason Isbell, and like all of these folk singers and stuff. See, I grew up on bluegrass and John Prine and like all of these old American folk
Yeah.
singers. So that's really my roots. So I really enjoyed this.
This one, Something in the Orange, is really good. This is
well,
my second favorite.
So that was his newest song. Dawn's
that was his newest song.
This is his big song, or is this your
This
favorite?
is his most favorite song. This is
Okay, here we
my
go.
second favorite.
So this is Something in the Orange.
Yeah.
We're gonna dive into it and see what we think about it. All right, so I was holding back tears the entire time listening to that freaking song.
Yeah.
So,
The first time I showed it to my mom, she did start crying, so it's okay.
golly, like, here's what I'm gonna say about him. I got so many thoughts swirling in my head about Zach Bryan right now. Number one, he sounds amazing on recordings, but the passion and like the heart
Yeah,
behind
you can-
his voice,
you can hear it.
to imagine hearing that live, because that's what I love about music more than anything. Maybe not more than anything, but one of the things I love about music is that the art platform that it is where people can be so passionate about it and pour themselves into it. And you can tell that when he's singing, he's not just singing a song that's written by a label. This is coming from his heart. He means the words that he says. So that was number one. Number two, I was struck by how great of a song this is, because I have this weird thing about things being oddly specific but also totally universal.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about so many different things. Like Lost to me seems to be a common thread in his music.
Yeah.
But there were so many different ways of just like things that we've experienced in the past year that we could talk about, or heartbreak. And like the cool thing about art to me, what makes good art is when you can sit there and you have no personal connection to it. Like I'm a happily married man with a wife and kids. And that song still stirred up so emotion in me that I have not felt in a long time, and I hope that I never have to feel in real life. But that music, that song just took me to another place.
Yeah, he's so personal with it. It's amazing.
That was good. That one was probably my favorite so far. You said this is like the most popular one?
Yeah, this is the most popular.
I can tell why it's popular, because it's really good. Does that play on the radio?
Yeah, I don't listen to the radio, but
okay.
I'm sure it does. Yeah, he's like, which that's another cool thing about him is that he kind of just blew up overnight.
Okay,
like he wrote Heading South, and he wrote songs before this, but he wrote Heading South, and that song just kind of blew up overnight. Yeah, and he just kind of popped up out of nowhere.
I think what I like about him too is the fact that he doesn't sound. He sounds original, but he also just sounds like he's an average dude. Like you can tell there's not like a lot of polishing on his vocals and things like that. He could be anybody. Like
100%.
Kids walking in the hallway, a guy walking down the street could sing this song and it would sound just as good. But
the videos he posts, not music videos, but on like his Instagram and stuff, are very personal. Like it's him and his life and him and his friends just goofing off, just having fun. Just
I can tell that he's not like he doesn't try to be like a celebrity.
No, and that's what I like about him too. He's personal in his songs and in his lifestyle.
That's really cool.
He doesn't try to glorify himself.
What's the last one we're going to listen to?
Burn, Burn, Burn. That's my favorite.
All right, so this is Logan's favorite. Burn, Burn, Burn by Zach Bryan. Here we go. So if all of his songs that we've listened to, are they all like longing? Like to me, the vibe that I get from him is like this like nostalgia almost. I was listening to John Green the other day. I don't know why we keep coming back to John Green, but he was talking about how maybe you told me this or I told you this or something about how we're all longing for home.
Yeah.
And like home is a place that we'll never actually get to because it's always based on our idea of the past. To me, like he just summarized that perfectly in that song.
That song almost gives me a homey home feeling. Him in general does, but this song especially.
And it's so funny because I feel like the whole idea of the song is him trying to come to terms with home. Yeah. And what home is to him. Yeah. And yet it feels like home at the same time. I definitely feel when I heard that song, I was like, I need to be sitting in a cabin and looking out into some woods and just like enjoying the beauty of life and nature in the quiet by a river or a stream and like sipping a cup of coffee. And to me, it's so funny because that's literally what I've told people when they're like, what's your idea of home like? I'm like, a quiet place in nature.
In the mountains.
And that was the picture that this song painted for me. Exactly. I really, that one's probably my favorite.
No, 100%.
It's,
I also feel like it talks about life in general too. Like joy, pain, all that. I feel like he just talks about every aspect of life and he
does a good job of like weaving
everything
in really, really deep, hard-hitting truths in a way that's thought-provoking but also simple enough that you can sit with for a minute. When he was like, what does he say? We all
burn, burn, burn and die.
Right. And then he's like, I just want to enjoy my life, basically, is what the song is about. Like,
experience the small things.
He's really cool. I like him a lot. I'm going to have to go listen to like some of his other songs that aren't as...
American Heartbreak is extremely good. It's long, but it's good.
I want to go watch live videos of him too because when he hit that part at the end and he's just like screaming, whoo, He gives me, not to be like, oh, he's this, but I think that's why we connect. I know now why you want me to listen to him, because in a weird way, he's got some Bon Iver to him of like that raw emotion and raw passion. He's got that like Lumineers folky stuff to him, but he's also got this like country twang to him a little bit too. That's not, you know,
a Morgan Wallen or a Luke
right.
Bryan, yeah.
He's a good mix of. So to me, he's a good mix of all the parts about guilty pleasure country music that I like, mixed with all the deep emotional side of the folk music that I like. So I think I may have found a new artist that I'm gonna have to listen to.
He's good.
His full discography.
I can't wait to see him when I go to a concert. I'm going to Rock the South, and he's going to be in Rock the South, and I'm thinking about getting the tickets. He's going to be in Georgia in July, so I think I'm going to go to that.
I may have to go see him live because I really.
You need to watch his Red Rock concert.
Okay. And how long has he been around? When did he get popular?
I want to say my 10th grade year.
Okay.
That's what I want to say. So what would that be? 2020?
Yeah.
I want to say then, but I don't really know.
Well, I love it. I think he's one of my new favorite artists.
Mine too, 100%.
At least in the sphere of like traditional country music.
Yeah.
So when I think of Zach Bryan, what I want to think about now is a longing for home, because that's exactly what it felt like to me. So when I need to feel that nostalgia, but also longing for home at the same time, that's who I'm going to go listen to. All right. Well, that's going to do it for episode number 3 of Morning Old Sport. Anything else you want to tell the people before we leave?
God bless America.
God bless America. Jesus Christ, 2005. Maybe next week we'll listen to
1975.
That's what we need to do. We need to listen to the 1975,
and
I'll
pick
pick
a live performance
and pick 3 random songs, and maybe like their most popular. So what do we do? Their most popular,
the newest, and your favorite.
Okay,
but you have to put the live performance in there. That was.
Yeah, we'll show them eating the raw steak.
That tops it up, crawling through a TV.
Okay, so we've decided. Come back next week, where I show Logan my favorite band, the 1975, and get his honest reaction, because you've never listened to like their music before.
No, other than the live
snippets
performance clip that you showed me, yeah.
That's it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for Morning Old Sport, episode 3. See you next week.
Adios.
Peace.